Hey! So, I'm back again, you might be back again, or you're new, who knows. Today's video is going to be on the 2016 film Moana. So I decided that if the film is older than 2 years, that I would only do one video about it, because I'm going to go under the assumption that a majority of people have seen it. So there's only going to be one video on this. I mean, if you haven't seen it, then maybe don't watch the video because there probably will be spoilers ahead. Cool. Moana. Disney Moana. What to say? So I actually did a uni assessment that involved me looking at Moana and, you know, having an argument that involved her in. So that was fun. So I know lots of things. Again, notes. One of these days I will just be able to talk. Today is not that day. First of all, need to get this out. Moana is full of absolute bangers, some good tunes. You know, you've got You're Welcome, Shiny, How Far I'll Go, all those top-notch songs. But also, I really like that Disney incorporated the culture that they were trying to portray and who inspired them. Like, they actually included them in the, like, vibes of the songs, which is really good. We are here for that. I also want to address that I also love the really low-key feminist agenda that goes on in the film, because Moana is out here being a strong independent woman, she's out here being a strong leader, and she's out here proving that she can be the hero on her own. Like, she doesn't necessarily need Maui, she can be her own hero, and we are here for that. Yes, we are. Another big thing in the film, although I don't think it's like a big thing, I think this is just me, it might not just be me. So I love the idea that Beyond the Reef is like the fear that's holding you back. It's the idea that Beyond the Reef is where like everything amazing happens, like you can't let your fear stop you from seeing what's out there for you and all that jazz. I'm really here for that storyline, an idea and concept. Cool. So near the beginning of the film, you're introduced to the whole like concept of the story is like Tafiti's heart gets stolen by Maui and all of that, and baby Moana and all that. But I really enjoy that they introduce that the ocean is like its own character and like it has its own things. I just really like it, and I also absolutely love the detail that goes into when baby Moana is like walking in the path that the ocean's made for her to get the shells. You know the bit I mean. But like the absolute like detail and just amazingness that goes into when she like looks into the water and sees all the creatures, like it's just stunning. Like I really appreciate animated movies and just like all the detail they put into everything, and it's just oh. So the Where You Are song is such a nice song, but I also really enjoy the way it like shows you like the sort of vibe and the feel that the island has and like the way everything works and all of that. But also I love how slickly it makes the like progression of Moana growing up, and like you see her go from a like baby toddler to like she must be like a young teen, I guess, and you sort of see that dynamic of her learning to go into the leadership, and then her at the age she is at the end, which I'm assuming must be like 16, 17. And just, it's such a slick transition of like showing the progression of time, but also you like sort of get to know more of the context of the island. Oh, so clever. So good. I really think that some of the animation and editing in this film is so like slick and so cool, and I'm just amazed that like people can actually do that. So one thing that sticks out to me, it's near the start, is the flashback of when Moana's mum is explaining like why her dad doesn't like her going out in the reef, and it's because he went out and that thing happens. But the whole editing of that flashback is so incredible. And like the flash of lightning that happens, you would think it was like real life, like not just it's just amazing. I am here for that. I also really love the relationship between Moana and her grandma, and I'm so here for her grandma being the one that's like, go, follow who you are, follow that voice inside. Like, I love that she's the one that pushes her to follow her destiny and all of that. Like, their relationship is just so precious, and I just, yeah, you know. Again, with her relationship with her grandma, and when her grandma takes her to the boats, that whole scene with the cave and the boats and all of that is just stunning. Like, everything together is just another stunning piece of animation in this film is when Moana finally sets off and you see the like stingray spirit of her grandma like go with her. It's so stunningly done, and it's just so nice. And like, I love the fact that it's not explicitly said that it's her grandma like it is later on in the film, but right, you just sort of know it is because of what's happened just before. I'm just here for it. Here for it. It's just so beautiful. So beautiful. What I love as well with Moana is that like there's also quite a bit of comedy within the film. I love Hey Hey. He's the dumbest flipping chicken I've ever seen, but it's just, he's a mood for the whole film. But like at the start when she finds him on the boat and he realises that he's in the sea, and him just screaming into the void is such a mood. Such a mood. We love the Hey Hey content, you know? The contrast between Maui and Moana is so funny because he's out here being all like, oh, big strong man, blah, blah, blah. I'm all this, you're welcome, blah, blah, blah. And then Moana is just like, and? Like, she just spends the whole movie being a badass and proving everything that he thinks wrong. Because he keeps getting ideas that like, Moana needs my help, Moana's just a puny human, all this. And then she's just like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, do 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 do, you know? I also really love that Maui's tattoos, like, are their own little characters, like they've got their own little emotions and like a moral compass and all that. I'm really here for, you know, showing his conscience, I almost said consciousness, his conscience, but in like a visual way. So Maui and Moana are on that boat, okay, and she's like, I am Moana of Mountain Nui, you will board my boat, all that jazz. It's just Maui just like yeeting her off the boat and then the ocean bringing her back time and time again, and then he's like, do you know what, peace out, and he jumps off and then the ocean's like, nope, plop. Simple humour. So good. Those kakamoras, they're funny little things. Like, obviously they're vicious, but just how can you take them seriously with their like drawn on angry faces, their little coconut selves? They're not scary, but they're so vicious. That whole scene, the whole like sequence, that whole bit, glorious. That's the content we like to see. I really like the development and like just the relationship between Maui and Moana. But my favourite moment between them has to be when Maui is like, have you ever defeated a lava monster? And Moana's just like, no. Have you? Just peak comedy. That is so savage. So savage. Another bit, I think it has happened just after that, is when Maui finally gives in. I say finally gives in. He gets a dart in the butt and teaches her wayfinding. And he's like, right, pull the sheet. The sheet. Not that one. Not that one, you've already tried that one. That scene, that reminds me so much of in SpongeBob when SpongeBob's trying to get Patrick and he's like, Patrick, the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid. That scene, oh, so funny. The aesthetic change when they go down into the realm of monsters, I really appreciate it. Like, I just love the vibrant colours and the like neon effects and all of that. Like, it proper just shows you how otherworldly it is. I just think it's fantastic, to be honest. So after they've done all of that and everything, the whole like montage sequence of Maui relearning to shapeshift and then Maui teaching Moana to wayfind, that whole like transition is so nice. Like, I just really enjoy it. I'm really here for that. So they go to where they're going. Where are they going? To Fiti. And Takar's there. And it's just, obviously the whole fight is incredible, but the aftershock, the whole like kabloom when the Hook and Takar collide in that like final strike bit of that scene is so brilliant. Like, again, the editing, the animation of this film is just stunning. So Maui's left, Moana's on her own on the boat and she just wants to give up. And like, when she gives the heart back to the ocean, my heart broke. Like, I was just like, oh. And then this whole scene and sequence is just phenomenal. So the stingray spirit comes back and then her grandma, and the way her grandma's like, I will support you if you go home, but then Moana hesitates. Like, it's just so heartbreakingly beautiful. Then, so after the hesitating, going into the song, I Am Moana, again, this entire scene, this entire sequence is just stunning. It is so good. Moana going against Takar on her own is such a scene. Like, the tension, the music, the animation, everything is just, oh my god, it's just, wow. I honestly have such respect for animators, because if they can do that, oh, fantastic. Out of the whole film, Takar is arguably my favourite animated character. Like, her entire design is just so incredible and so well thought out. Like, I'm so here for it. I just love, like, the way she moves in the fights as well. You can see so much desperation, but you don't realise it's desperation. And it's just, oh, character development. Like, the way she is, I just love it. The really simple things in Moana that I really like. So one of them is at the end when Moana holds the heart up. The way that the heart is like pulsing and like beating like a real heart is so simple but so amazing. Like, I love that they treat it as if it's a real heart. So pretty. Right, the first time I watched Moana, Takar actually being Te Fiti, I was so shook. I did not see it coming. Like, now watching it back, I'm like, doi. But the first time I was like, that's so galaxy brain. So that final bit, the whole sequence, the slow-mo of Moana walking after she said, like, let her through, and the Takar is like scrambling, like she's like, ah. And the song, is it, what's it called? Know Who You Are. That whole shot is so beautiful. Like, it's just, it gives me goosebumps, I'm not gonna lie. Like, just that whole bit, Wow. I'm actually at a loss for words. When Maui gets his new hook from Tafiti, it is so funny because he is literally like a little kid. He's like, oh! And you're just like, bro, chill. God, you're embarrassing us. You know? The last bit of the film that I really like is when like all the darkness starts to go away and all of the flowers and the greenery start to like resprout. I think it's just so pretty. It's so beautiful, like a little hint at like there's light after the dark, you know? Light after the darkness. I love that. Here for that. I do really just appreciate the actual story of Moana, because the whole film is just about like finding yourself, even in really sometimes the worst circumstances. Like if you think you've lost who you are, or like you think that who you are relies so much on this one thing and you're not yourself without it, like this whole film just proves like just you being you is enough, if that makes sense. Like just accepting who you are is the way to go. I really love that that's the basis of the story of Moana. But also it's just like, it sort of tells you as well, like it might scare you to follow your dreams, but you'll never know what you'll find if you don't. Like there's a whole world waiting out there for you. You just need to get past the fear and go out and find it and do it. Like that's just such a nice message for kids and like even adults to hear, because kids are all about like following their dreams. Like nothing can stop a kid, but adults hit the stage and they're just like, no, I could never. But this film just turns around and is like, yes, you can. So that was my thoughts, feelings, vibes, everything about Moana. So with my rating system, I want to give Moana on the rating gets We Out Here Vibing, because it is such a vibey film. Like it's so good. But then the extras it gets as well is just wow, because it is just a stunning film. It is funny, so I'm gonna give it as like legitimately funny. And it also gets my heart, because there's some very sweet moments in it and I'm here for that. Yeah, so if you enjoyed my ramblings that sort of make some sense, then, you know, like my video, tell your friends about it, you know the drill. If you have any thoughts about Moana yourself, maybe just drop them in the comments, because I like to hear other people's opinions. And you know, if you're not already, subscribe, I guess. Cool. See you in the next one. We out. Balls. Do that again. So no. Why are you flashing at me? Okay. And then after, I need to stop saying, and then after. Oh, not but then. Like, that's such a... What is going out? Like, do you mind? I'm recording a video.